Hello everybody, this is Dan from Christie's RV. Today we're going to be taking a look at this 2020 Jayco Jay Flight SLX 265RLS. We're going to go over some of the stuff you need to know once you've purchased this unit. So we'll start on the front. This unit has two 30-pound propane tanks. In the center is a crossover regulator. So the system's designed to be used with both bottles open. With both bottles open, whichever direction that the lever is pointing towards is be the one that is drawing propane from, the tank is drawing from. So below it, you have a little sight gauge. When this tank becomes empty, the sight gauge is going to turn red to indicate that that bottle's empty, but automatically start drawing from the second tank. When you notice that that's the case, then you'll just flip the lever to the tank that has propane, and then you can safely remove the other tank and have it filled. On the side of the unit, you have your outside shower. Above it, you have your city water connection. So if you're going to hook up for like at a park or at home, your garden hose, that's where you're going to hook it up. You have your water heater access. So inside the compartment, everything here is controlled from inside the unit. The only thing you may need to do in here is to remove the drain plug. Before you remove the drain plug, you need to make sure there's no pressure left in the system. So you need to open up a set of taps inside and bleed the pressure down. Then you can safely remove the drain plug and drain the tank. One thing to note in here is this is your pressure relief valve. It is common for them to drip on heat up. So if you do notice that there's a little bit of dripping going on there, it is normal. Underneath, you have your sewer hookups. So you have your gray tank and your black tank. So the gray is the sink water, black is the toilet. So there's a sewer hose in the back bumper. All you do is you twist the cap off, twist the hose on, and then pull out on the valve, whichever one you want to drain. Now on the back corner, you have your cable or satellite hookup. So if you have access to that, that's where you're going to hook on. The back wall is the hatch for the power cord. So you just open it up, you pull the cord out. There's approximately 20 feet in there. So over on the door side, you have cable or satellite out. So if you wanted to have a TV underneath the awning, you can hook it onto the satellite or cable. Power cord, this is your city water fill. So if you're wanting to fill the onboard fresh tank, you're just gonna take the cap off, put the hose in and fill it. Once it is full, it's going to drain out underneath the unit. And behind the tire here, you have that white valve. The white valve is the drain for the fresh tank. Now this unit also has low point drains for the hot and cold lines inside the trailer as well. And you have your furnace exhaust. Obviously it's going to be hot when it's running. Then you have your fridge vent. So everything for the fridge is controlled from inside. The one thing to note here is you can't impede any airflow into this vent. So you can't lean anything up against it because it will affect the cooling performance of the fridge. And up top here you have your vent for the fan above the stove. To open it, there's just a couple tabs. You're just going to push up on the tabs, it releases. And then for travel, you need to close it. So to close it, you just push it till it snaps. This unit has the stairs that go up inside the door. So to release it, you just have to pull this little lever and pull down on the stairs. So now these stairs themselves are adjustable. So they have a pin and multiple holes, so you can adjust it to what type of ground you have. So the awning itself is controlled from inside. So when you come in, there's a couple switches. So for the awning, we're just going to press and hold out. And hold it till the awning goes all the way out. So one thing to note with these electric awnings is they're not designed to be used with heavy winds or heavy rain. Either one, we recommend that you roll them up, as well as if you're not going to be at your trailer, we recommend that you roll it up as well. So the awning itself does have adjustable arms for pitch, both front and back. So to adjust it, you're actually just going to grab the bottom arm and pull it down to your desired pitch. So you can do one side or both sides, however you want. And then before you roll it up, you do need to put it back to the straight location. One thing to note with these is over time, the friction fit here, it'll start to wear a bit and you'll pull it down and it won't stay down. You just need to tighten up this pinch bolt again, and you definitely do not want to put any lubrication on it at all. And to roll it up, you're just going to press and hold in again until the awning comes all the way up. So in the same location, you have a couple switches. One is for the exterior awning light. The other one is going to be the interior lights in the main room. Then you have your monitor panel. So on the monitor panel itself, you can choose to check your battery level, your fresh tank, black tank, or gray tank levels. So they all share the same gauge. So all you're going to do is just press and hold, and it'll tell you what they have. So then below that, you have your water pump switch. So if you want to run off the water pump, then you have your propane water heater or electric water heater. So electric, you're just going to flick it on, it works on its own. Gas, you flick it on, it's going to light on its own. If for some reason it does not light, the little fault light up in the corner is going to come on just to inform you that it did not light. And below that, you have your slide out controls. So to put the slide out, you basically just need to press and hold out. So one thing to note before you do that is you need to make sure that none of the cupboard doors opened up, or there's nothing beside or on top of the room that's going to get crushed when you open it. Once you run it all the way out, you need to get it all the way sealed. Once it's out, it'll make that ratcheting noise. That's how you know that it's out far enough. So the slide out rooms themselves only seal all the way out or all the way in. You can't really leave them in the middle. If you do, they could leak. So the appliances inside here, stovetop, just open the cover. So to light the burners, you're just gonna select whichever burner you want to light, turn the sparker. Now the center burner is the high output burner, so if you're gonna boil water or something like that, that's the one you'd want to use. Now to light the oven, you just turn the oven knob until you can actually push in on it. You can hold in on it and turn your sparker. So once it's lit, you're just going to continue to hold the button down for 5 to 10 seconds. When you release it, it's going to stay running, and then you can just set to the desired temperature. So below the stove is your load center. So to open it up, you just push in the center. So in here you have all your breakers and fuses. So everything is labeled to what it is. One thing to note with RV breakers is they don't have an indicator if they're tripped. So if you're having a power related problem, you need to shut the breaker off and turn it back on to reset it. So for the fridge, your controls are right in the center. So you have auto or gas. So gas is going to be propane only. If it does not light on propane on its own, the little light here is going to flash to inform you that it didn't light. Then you have your temperature settings. Now these are for both the fridge and freezer. So if you select it to auto, what auto is going to do is it's going to use electricity if it's there. If there is no electricity, it's going to run on propane. So if you were on electricity and the power goes out, it's going to switch automatically to gas until power is reintroduced, then it's going to switch back. Beside that, you have your thermostat. So to turn it on, you just have to touch it the first time. The second time you can start scrolling through. First option you get is just the fan, which is just the air conditioning fan. So you can choose auto, high, or low. So auto is going to decide what it wants to use for a fan speed. High or low, obviously, it's whichever one you select. If you have it on anything other than auto, when you turn the furnace on, it's actually going to run the air conditioning fan as well. So then you have your AC. You'll just select down to the temperature, up and down, what you want it set at. And then you have furnace, again, the same thing. You can select up and down to what temperature you want it to be set at. Now the furnace itself, it's going to run for 15 to 20 seconds before it lights. So the fan will come on, it waits 15 to 20 seconds, then it'll light on its own. Then either when it comes down to the desired temperature or you shut it off, it's going to shut the flame off and the fan is going to run for that same 15 to 20 seconds as a cool down. One other thing to note with this thermostat is it's what they call compassive touch. So it's not actually a button, you just have to touch it. If you do push in on it like it's a button, over time it'll stop it from working properly. On the stereo on this trailer, the one thing to note is there's 2 speaker zones. So you have zone 1 and 2. Zone 1 is going to be the inside speakers. Zone 2 is going to be the exterior speakers that are built into the awning arms. And you can have any combination of that you want. Inside this unit, this one has a foot flush toilet. So to add water to the bowl, you only partially step on the pedal. To flush, you step it all the way to the floor. Now in the bathroom here, you have your GFI receptacle. So this GFI controls all the plugs that are in a wet location. So the ones in the kitchen, the exterior, and this bathroom one. So if one of them is tripped, this little red light's going to be on. So your reset is actually going to be right here on this plug. So I think that's just about it for this unit. I hope you have a great day and enjoy.